Imagine a world where ancient texts hold long-forgotten secrets, their pages filled with knowledge so profound, so terrifying, that they were hidden away for centuries. The Book of Enoch is one such text, lost to time until it was rediscovered in the 1700s, sending shockwaves through the religious community. But this book isn't just an ordinary piece of historical writing. It challenges everything we think we know about the origins of humanity, the nature of angels, and the balance between good and evil. For centuries, the Book of Enoch remained forgotten, buried in obscurity, its dark and controversial content too dangerous for the eyes of the masses. But in the late 18th century, when it was uncovered, it did more than raise eyebrows. It terrified those who read it. Scholars, priests, and even lay people who dared to open its pages were left unsettled, many questioning the very foundation of their faith. It's been said that those who truly understand the book's contents are never the same again. But why was this book so feared? Why was it hidden? And what secrets does it contain that could drive a person mad just by reading it? These are the questions we'll explore today. So stay with me as we embark on this journey to uncover the mysteries of an ancient manuscript that has the power to alter our understanding of religion, history, and perhaps even the human race itself. The Forgotten Manuscript. Let's start with the rediscovery of the Book of Enoch. The year was 1773, and the man responsible for bringing this forbidden text back into the light was a Scottish explorer by the name of James Bruce. Now, Bruce wasn't just any adventurer. He was well known for his extensive travels and his relentless curiosity about ancient civilizations. But this time, he wasn't simply seeking ruins or artifacts. He was on a mission to uncover something far more significant, a lost piece of history that held the key to ancient wisdom. Bruce's journey took him deep into Ethiopia, where he stumbled upon the book in a remote monastery. Written in the ancient language of Ge'ez, the Book of Enoch had been preserved by Ethiopian monks for centuries, far from the influence of the Western world. What Bruce brought back from his expedition wasn't just an old manuscript, it was a ticking time bomb, a revelation waiting to explode. When Bruce returned to Europe with the text, it wasn't long before it sparked controversy. The Book of Enoch was unlike any other religious scripture. Its contents were strange, otherworldly, and at times downright terrifying. But perhaps what made it even more controversial was the fact that it had been excluded from the Bible. That's right. This ancient book, attributed to the biblical figure Enoch, had been deliberately left out of the canon. But why? Enoch himself is a fascinating figure, mentioned briefly in the Old Testament as a man who walked with God and was taken up into heaven without dying. But the Book of Enoch paints a far more complex picture of him. In this book, Enoch is portrayed as a prophet, a seer who was granted visions of heaven, hell, and the future of humanity. He was shown the secrets of the universe, the fall of angels, and the cataclysmic events that would eventually lead to the destruction of mankind. The decision to exclude the Book of Enoch from the Bible was no accident. The early Christian church deemed its content too controversial and too dangerous for public consumption. The book tells a story that doesn't fit neatly into the traditional biblical narrative. It speaks of angels rebelling against God, of giants walking the earth, and of a flood sent to wipe out not just humanity's sins, but the unnatural offspring of these fallen angels. Imagine being a priest or a scholar in the early days of Christianity and coming across a text like this. The implications were staggering. If the Book of Enoch was to be believed, the very foundations of the biblical story of creation were called into question. It wasn't just mankind's wickedness that led to the Great Flood. It was the corruption introduced by these so-called Watchers, angels who descended to earth, lusted after human women, and fathered a race of hybrid beings known as the Nephilim. These Nephilim were giants, according to the text, towering beings who roamed the earth and wreaked havoc on humanity. They devoured everything in their path, and when there was nothing left, they turned on the humans themselves. The world was thrown into chaos, and God, seeing the destruction and violence that had consumed the planet, decided that the only solution was to start over. The flood wasn't just a punishment for human sin. It was a necessary reset to cleanse the world of these corrupted beings. This narrative is entirely different from the one most of us are familiar with. In the traditional Bible, the flood is a divine punishment for human wickedness. But the Book of Enoch tells a far more disturbing tale. It suggests that humanity was not entirely to blame, that our world had been infiltrated by otherworldly beings who had no place in the natural order. The Watchers and the Nephilim. So who were these Watchers? According to the Book of Enoch, the Watchers were a group of angels tasked with observing humanity. Their role was not to interfere, but merely to watch. However, these angels grew lustful when they saw the beauty of human women, and they decided to defy God's will. They descended to earth, took human wives, and fathered a race of giants, the Nephilim. The Nephilim were unlike anything the world had ever seen. Towering giants, they were violent, insatiable, and destructive. They consumed everything in their path, and when resources became scarce, they turned to cannibalism, devouring humans and even each other. It was a nightmare scenario, one that the earth couldn't sustain for long. But the corruption didn't stop there. The Watchers, these fallen angels, also imparted forbidden knowledge to humanity. They taught men the secrets of metallurgy, weaponry, and warfare. They revealed the mysteries of sorcery, astrology, and divination. In essence, they gave humanity the tools for its own destruction. This, according to the Book of Enoch, was the true reason for the flood. The Watchers had corrupted both humanity and the natural world, and their offspring, the Nephilim, were a blight on the earth. God saw no other choice but to wipe the slate clean. At the center of this chaos stands Enoch, the man who was chosen by God to witness it all. Enoch's story is unique in the Bible. Unlike other prophets, he didn't die. He was taken up into heaven alive, a testament to his righteousness and his special relationship with the divine. But the Book of Enoch offers us a deeper look into his life and his role in the unfolding drama between heaven and earth. Enoch was not just a passive observer. According to the text, he was given visions of the future, visions of the end times. He was shown the fate of the Watchers and the Nephilim, and he was charged with delivering a message to humanity. Change your ways, or face destruction. But Enoch's visions weren't just about the past. He was also shown the future, the final judgment, the coming of a Messiah, and the ultimate fate of the world. In many ways, the Book of Enoch is a precursor to the apocalyptic visions found in the Book of Revelation. It speaks of a time when the wicked will be judged and the righteous will be rewarded. It describes the final battle between good and evil, a battle that will decide the fate of humanity once and for all. In modern times, the Book of Enoch has found a new audience, thanks in part to public figures like Joe Rogan. Rogan, a well-known advocate of exploring unconventional ideas, has discussed the Book of Enoch on his podcast, often with a tone of fascination and intrigue. To Rogan, the Book of Enoch represents a suppressed truth, a text that challenges the dominant narratives of religion and history. Rogan has invited numerous scholars, scientists, and thinkers to discuss the implications of the Book of Enoch on his show. One of the most intriguing ideas they explore is the possibility that the Watchers weren't angels in the traditional sense, but extraterrestrial beings. After all, the story of angels descending from the heavens and imparting forbidden knowledge to humanity sounds suspiciously similar to modern accounts of alien encounters. Could the Watchers have been ancient astronauts, visiting Earth from another world? It's a theory that Rogan and his guests often entertain, and while it may sound far-fetched, it's worth considering when you look at the similarities between the Watchers and the descriptions of aliens in contemporary accounts. Rogan also points out that the suppression of the Book of Enoch speaks volumes. Why was this text hidden for so long? What were the early church leaders so afraid of? Could it be that the book contains truths that challenge the very foundations of religious and political power? Whatever the true nature of the Book of Enoch is, one thing is certain. It has left a lasting impact on those who have encountered it. The book continues to captivate readers, scholars, and spiritual seekers, offering a glimpse into a world where angels and humans interact, where giants walk the earth, and where the line between good and evil is far more blurred than we might like to believe. Stay with me, because you won't want to miss what's coming next. The book's legacy. Now we're going to dive even deeper into the heart of the Book of Enoch, venturing into the otherworldly visions and apocalyptic prophecies that have made this book so infamous. This part of the Book of Enoch is where things get even more surreal. Enoch is no longer simply observing the actions of the Watchers or witnessing the Nephilim's destructive reign on Earth. He is now being taken on a journey through the cosmos, shown the inner workings of the universe and the fate of humanity. The Book of Enoch is divided into 5 main sections, and one of the most mysterious and esoteric parts is known as the Book of Parables. This section, along with others, gives us a glimpse into a world that is both wondrous and terrifying. So buckle up, because we're about to explore some of the strangest and most unsettling visions ever recorded in religious history. The Book of Parables, Enoch's Cosmic Visions. The Book of Parables is unique within the Book of Enoch because of its highly symbolic, almost dreamlike content. It's here that we encounter some of the most vivid depictions of heaven, the angelic hierarchy, and the final judgment. Enoch's journey into the realms beyond Earth begins with visions of divine beings, cosmic forces, and the mysterious Son of Man, a figure who will play a crucial role in the eventual fate of humanity. In these parables, Enoch is shown the future, events that will take place at the end of time. He is taken up into heaven, where he witnesses the throne of God and the angels who serve him. The descriptions here are breathtaking, filled with imagery of light, fire, and celestial power. But amidst the beauty lies a sense of overwhelming dread, because these visions are not just about the glories of heaven. They are also about the punishment of the wicked, the fall of the unrighteous, and the destruction that will come upon the earth. The Book of Parables also introduces us to one of the most intriguing figures in the Book of Enoch, the Elect One, also referred to as the Son of Man. This figure is seen as a messianic leader, someone who will come to bring salvation to the righteous and judgment to the wicked. It's important to note that while the term Son of Man is used, scholars argue that this figure is not meant to represent Jesus Christ, at least not in the traditional Christian sense. Instead, the Son of Man in the Book of Enoch seems to be a cosmic figure, one who represents divine justice and the ultimate reckoning. This raises an interesting point about the Book of Enoch and its place in religious history. While many Christian texts focus on Jesus as the Messiah, the Book of Enoch presents a different kind of savior, one who is tied to the apocalyptic visions of the end times. This Elect One is not here to preach love and forgiveness, but to carry out divine judgment. He is the enforcer of God's will, a being who will separate the righteous from the wicked and cast the latter into eternal darkness. As Enoch watches these events unfold, he is overwhelmed by the enormity of what he is being shown. These are not just stories of angels and demons. They are visions of cosmic forces at play, forces that govern the universe and determine the fate of all living beings. Enoch is not just a passive observer. He is being initiated into the deepest mysteries of existence. The Astronomical book, Secrets of Time and the Stars. One of the most fascinating parts of the Book of Enoch is the section known as the Astronomical book. This part takes us into a completely different realm, away from the angelic beings and their transgressions on Earth, and into the vastness of the cosmos. In the Astronomical book, Enoch is shown the workings of the heavens, the movement of the stars and planets, and the hidden knowledge that governs the passage of time. Enoch is taught by the angel Uriel, who reveals to him the mysteries of the universe. Uriel shows him the paths of the sun and the moon, the cycles of the seasons, and the intricate dance of the stars across the night sky. But this isn't just a lesson in astronomy. The Astronomical book also contains a highly symbolic understanding of time, one that reflects a deeply spiritual worldview. In this section, Enoch is introduced to a calendar that is different from the one we use today. According to the Book of Enoch, the true length of the year is 364 days, not 365. This may seem like a minor detail, but in the context of the Book of Enoch, it's a crucial point. The 364-day calendar represents a perfect divine order, one that was given to humanity by God. The 365-day calendar, by contrast, is seen as a deviation from this perfection, a sign of humanity's fall from grace. This discrepancy in the length of the year may seem trivial, but for the ancient peoples who used these calendars, it was a matter of spiritual significance. The calendar was not just a tool for measuring time, it was a reflection of the cosmic order. By using the wrong calendar, humanity was seen as being out of sync with the divine will, and this could lead to disaster. The Astronomical book also touches on the idea of cosmic cycles, vast periods of time that govern the rise and fall of civilizations. Enoch is shown how the stars themselves influence the fate of humanity and how the alignment of celestial bodies can bring about great changes in the world. This idea of cosmic cycles has resonances in many other ancient cultures, from the Mayans to the Hindus, who also believe that the universe operates according to great cycles of time. But the most unsettling part of the Astronomical book is its prediction of a coming catastrophe, a time when the heavens will be shaken and the stars will fall from the sky. This apocalyptic vision is eerily similar to the one found in the Book of Revelation, where the end of days is marked by celestial upheavals and the collapse of the natural order. Enoch's vision of the stars falling from the sky is a chilling reminder that even the most stable and eternal-seeming parts of the universe are subject to change, and that change could spell doom for humanity. The dream visions, prophecies of destruction. As if the cosmic visions of the Astronomical book weren't enough, the Book of Enoch also contains a section known as the dream visions, where Enoch is shown the future of humanity through a series of symbolic dreams. These dreams are filled with strange imagery, animals representing different nations, natural disasters symbolizing wars, and angelic beings delivering messages of impending doom. One of the most famous visions in this section is known as the animal apocalypse. In this dream, Enoch sees humanity represented as different types of animals: sheep, wolves, bulls, and birds, among others. The sheep in particular represent the people of Israel, while the other animals symbolize the nations and empires that will rise and fall throughout history. As the dream progresses, Enoch witnesses a great conflict between these animals, a battle that mirrors the struggles between nations in the real world. He sees the sheep being led astray by false shepherds who represent corrupt leaders and priests. These false shepherds lead the sheep into danger, causing them to be devoured by wolves and other predators. This is a clear allegory for the political and religious corruption that plagued Israel during Enoch's time, but it also serves as a warning for future generations. The animal apocalypse also contains a prophecy of a great flood, an event that mirrors the story of Noah in the Bible. In this vision, the flood is not just a punishment for human wickedness, but also a necessary cleansing of the earth. The world has become so corrupted by the Watchers, the Nephilim, and the sins of humanity that God sees no other option but to wipe the slate clean. This vision reinforces the idea that the flood was a response to the unnatural state of the world, a reset to restore the divine order. But the dream visions don't just focus on the past. Enoch is also shown the future, including the rise of a messianic figure who will lead the righteous in the final days. This figure, often interpreted as the elect one or the Son of Man, will bring justice to the world, separating the righteous from the wicked and casting the latter into eternal darkness. The symbolism in these dreams is dense and complex, but the message is clear. Humanity is heading toward a great reckoning, and only those who remain faithful to God will be saved. The rest will face destruction, either through divine punishment or by the very forces of nature they have defied. The Epistle of Enoch, a final warning. The Book of Enoch concludes with the Epistle of Enoch, a section that serves as both a summary of the visions Enoch has received and a final warning to humanity. In this epistle, Enoch addresses his children and the future generations, urging them to stay true to the teachings of God and to avoid the temptations of the Watchers and the Nephilim. The epistle is filled with apocalyptic imagery, describing the final judgment in vivid detail. Enoch speaks of a time when the earth will be consumed by fire, and the wicked will be cast into the abyss. The righteous, meanwhile, will be taken up into heaven, where they will dwell with God and the angels for all eternity. This final section of the Book of Enoch leaves us with a sense of urgency. Enoch's message is clear. The end is coming, and humanity must prepare. The Watchers may be gone and the Nephilim may have been destroyed, but the forces of corruption and evil are still at work in the world. The only hope for salvation lies in staying true to God's will and rejecting the false teachings of those who seek to lead humanity astray. But what makes the Epistle of Enoch so chilling is the sense that Enoch's warnings were not just for the people of his time. They are for us too. The final judgment is not some distant event that will happen in a far-off future. It is something that could happen at any moment. Enoch's visions serve as a reminder that the forces of good and evil are always at play, and the fate of the world hangs in the balance. Enoch and modern interpretations. As we reach the end of our journey through the Book of Enoch, it's worth taking a moment to consider its relevance to the modern world. Despite being written thousands of years ago, the themes and messages of the Book of Enoch continue to resonate with people today. Whether you view it as a religious text, a piece of ancient mythology, or even a cryptic message from extraterrestrial beings, there's no denying its impact. Joe Rogan, as we discussed earlier, is just one of many modern figures who have found fascination in the Book of Enoch. His discussions of the book often focus on the idea that it contains suppressed knowledge, truths that were deliberately hidden by the powers that be. Whether it's the story of the Watchers, the advanced knowledge they gave to humanity, or the cosmic visions of the future, Rogan sees the Book of Enoch as a key to understanding the deeper mysteries of our existence. And Rogan isn't alone. The Book of Enoch has found a new audience among those who are interested in alternative history, ancient astronauts, and the idea that humanity's origins are far more complex than we've been led to believe. The idea that the Watchers might have been extraterrestrial beings, or that the Nephilim were the result of genetic experimentation, has become a popular theory among conspiracy theorists and paranormal enthusiasts. But regardless of how you interpret the Book of Enoch, one thing is clear. It challenges the conventional narratives of history and religion. It forces us to question what we've been taught and to consider the possibility that there are forces at work in the universe that we don't fully understand. As we conclude this exploration of the Book of Enoch, I leave you with this thought. What if the stories in this ancient text are more than just myths? What if they are a warning, a message from the past, urging us to pay attention to the signs of the times and to prepare for the final reckoning? The answers may lie within the pages of the Book of Enoch, waiting for those brave enough to seek them out. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Stay curious, stay vigilant, and remember, the truth is often hidden in the most unexpected places. Thank you for watching. I appreciate your time if you are still with me, and if you would like, please think about subscribing to our channel. You may then receive updates on new videos that will provide you with additional knowledge, manifestations, philosophy, and personal development ideas. Your thoughts and opinions regarding this video would be much appreciated. Your contribution stimulates our cosmic research, and we are incredibly appreciative of your being here. And never forget that we are always here for you and wish you the best possible life filled with success and happiness. I hope you have an amazing day. If you have watched until the end, please respond with MMM, Master Motivational Mindset, so we can connect.